All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Errol Spence Jr. was recently on Showtime with the interview talking about the stuff that's going to happen between him and Yordenis Ugas. And he tells him he's going to give Yordenis Ugas a one-sided beatdown. I'm going to break it down for y'all. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. Please sure that you like and subscribe to the channel to get all your latest boxing news. With that being, and also please share the video. It comes a long way. So let's get into this. Errol Spence Jr. Was recently on Showtime. You know, they make a lot of stuff to promote the fight and stuff like that to really build up the fight. And Errol Spence Jr. was talking about that he is going to give Yordenis Ugas a one-sided beatdown. Now, if you guys recently watched that interview and stuff like that, the reason why he's going to give Yordenis Ugas a one-sided beatdown is because he took the Manny Pacquiao fight away from him, which was a legacy fight for Errol Spence Jr. And also, he is standing in the way of Undisputed because we all know that Errol Spence Jr. is willing to make a fight with Terrence Crawford. And he's going to put on a masterclass performance, and he's going to put on a show for the fans. I'm excited, and I'm glad he said those things. I fully believe Errol Spence Jr. will be successful against Yordenis Ugas. Like I said before, there is no slight to Yordenis Ugas, but Yordenis Ugas has some flaws, you know. And one of Yordenis Ugas' biggest flaws, in my opinion, is, well, actually, he has two of his biggest flaws, in my opinion. For one, he doesn't have enough power. For two, I think Yordenis Ugas' timing may be off slightly, because you guys are going to have to go back to like a couple fights with Yordenis Ugas and stuff like that. There's two fights in particular that really stand out to me. Is maybe the Ray Robinson fight and maybe the Sean Porter fight. And those two fights really stand out to me with Yordenis Ugas. I will admit Yordenis Ugas is very fast, but I feel like that his timing is slightly off. And I think the fact of the matter is that Yordenis Ugas may be faster than Errol Spence Jr., but I just don't think that his timing is going to be sharp enough to really compete with Errol Spence Jr.'s style, because Errol Spence Jr. has very good timing, and he throws a lot of straight shots down the pipe, and it's going to be a very, very tricky. It actually is going to be a very interesting fight in the first 5 rounds, because they're both going to be trying to fill each other out and see which style they can adjust before the other adjusted his. It's going to be a very high-level chess match. And first of all, I think Yordenis Ugas, he also works into the body, but the difference is I think Errol Spence, like I said before, he has more crack, and he has more crack in the body. Errol Spence Jr. has always been a big puncher, in my opinion. He's more like I could say Errol's more like a boxer puncher. Well, he was a boxer puncher with Blu-ray. He had 7 straight knockouts with Blu-ray. And hopefully we can see that same Errol Spence Jr. back again, going on that long knockout streak. But we know that's not going to happen, because once you step up to the higher level competition in the sport of boxing, it gets harder and harder to get knockouts. It's impressive to get knockouts, but it gets harder and harder to get knockouts. And Errol Spence Jr., in my opinion, he's too big. Well, he's actually not bigger than Yordenis Ugas, because Ugas is bigger than Errol Spence. Well, I'm going to put it like this. Errol Spence has more mass. I think he's more sharper puncher. I think he can box beautifully. He can cut off the green. Errol Spence Jr. has all the tools in the sport of boxing today. He's very, very fundamentally sound. And I think Yordenis Ugas is not going to be able to beat Errol Spence. Like I said before, the biggest reason I don't think Yordenis Ugas is going to have enough is he's not going to have enough power to keep Errol Spence Jr. off him, because once Errol Spence hit him with something that he doesn't seize, Yordenis Ugas is going in trouble. Now, I'm picking Errol Spence Jr. really to stop Yordenis Ugas in the championship rounds, 10, 11, and 12. I really can't give you a good estimate. But at most, I have Errol Spence Jr. by unanimous decision. And we got to understand this. Yordenis Ugas, we know that he's been fighting with some stuff in his life as well. You know, a lot of people is discrediting Yordenis Ugas. He feels like he's the big underdog, which he is the big underdog in this fight. We know that he suffered with a hair loss disease within alopecia. We know that his son has autism. We know that Yordenis Ugas have a lot of problems to worry about outside the sport of boxing. So Yordenis Ugas has more stuff to fight for as well. I think that if Yordenis Ugas used that old Cuban style of boxing, get back into the lab and just looking to box Errol Spence Jr., not get into a firefight with Errol Spence Jr., keep Errol Spence Jr. away. If he cut off the ring, you have to get out of there. Just simply box Errol Spence Jr. If I was Yordenis Ugas, if I know I didn't have any crack, I'm going to move around Errol Spence Jr. I'm going to try to stay in the center of the ring. I'm going to be looking to turn him left to right all night long. I'm not going to be looking to get into a firefight with Errol Spence Jr., because if he gets into a dog fight and a firefight with Errol Spence Jr., Errol's going to break him down to the body. Errol's going to come back to the top, come back to the bottom. He's going to simply break him down. And Yordenis Ugas is going to try to do the same thing to break Errol Spence Jr. down in the pocket, just the same way Errol Spence Jr. breaks down his opponents. It's not going to go that well for him, because you know why? Yordenis Ugas, in my opinion, doesn't have the best timing. Okay, his timing is a little bit off, but he's very fast. He got very fast hands. But a lot of people feel like, well, I feel like that Yordenis Ugas, you know, if that was a different version of Manny Pacquiao, it would have been a different outcome. But we know that that was a shot old Manny Pacquiao and stuff like that. So he's got to realize that you're dealing with a southpaw within Errol Spence Jr. Okay, this ain't going to be no old, slow southpaw. This is a fully revamped southpaw that's on a mission for undisputed. Now, you could be on a mission for undisputed, hopefully for the last few months that we've been talking about this fight. Hopefully, Yordenis Ugas can back up that high level confidence that he have and says that I would dominate southpaws easy. Well, if you can dominate Errol Spence Jr. easy, I would be surprised. I really would. But I don't think that's going to be the case. When you got a man within Errol Spence Jr. that simply is chasing for one man, and now you're getting in his way, I wouldn't even be wanting to try to be on that side of Errol Spence Jr. You know, he's going to feel it. I'm telling you right now. Yordenis Ugas is in big trouble. Personally, I think he is going to get a one-sided beatdown. And like I said before, Yordenis Ugas is better looking to box and move. Because if he gets into a firefight with Errol Spence Jr., if Errol Spence Jr. catch him on them ropes, cut the ring off, put him in the corner, it could be over for Yordenis Ugas. But like I said before, I admire the confidence of Yordenis Ugas, and I admire the confidence at a high standard for Errol Spence Jr. I think Errol Spence Jr. is going to beat Yordenis Ugas. With that being said, Errol Spence Jr. says he's going to give Yordenis Ugas a one-sided beatdown. For taking the legacy fight of passing the torch to Manny Pacquiao to Errol Spence Jr. And for 2, you is in my way. You are the roadblock of blocking undisputed. And now I'm going to take you out and put on a show for the fans. With that being said, guys, don't miss this fight now. If you gotta watch it somewhere else in your den or whatever, y'all not gonna miss this fight. With that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.